Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal and welcome to your latest transfer update. So the transfer window closes Tuesday night, and this is the business, and this is where things get serious. We have to get players have to move out, so expect a lot of movements in and out of Arsenal. So in this stream today, we are going to be discussing 5 or 6 players. First up, as HOUSSEM, Aouar, we will be getting in before the transfer window closes. Number 2, we'll be talking about the likes of Willian, Niles, and Nelson. What has happened with Niles today? What does Cozy think about it? And obviously about Max Aarons and KIERAN TRIPPIER. Which of these players will we get? Will we sign any of them? A lot of things to get through. So with me again, Cozy, how are you?
Yeah, I'm absolutely great. I'm just optimistic that we can get in someone before the window closes, because that's what I'm looking at. But I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. I'm healing slowly from that 5-0 brutal defeat. I'm getting back in shape. Yeah.
Awesome. So make sure to go to Cozy's channel. The link is in the description. The first link, his title is there. You can just click on it and go to his channel and subscribe. Make sure to smash the like button on this video as well and to subscribe. And let's get straight into it. So, you know what? I've decided to start with Ainsley and MAITLAND Niles because that is literally the breaking news from today. Obviously, we had that West Brom, he was at West Brom last season, but we've had that Everton wanted him and then offered a loan deal for him. But Arsenal do not want to let him go out on loan. And obviously, Niles is not happy with it. So first off, are you okay with Niles leaving Arsenal?
Yeah, definitely. My thoughts have been very clear, over the years on Ainsley and Joe Willock. I think they're players that, have risen through the ranks, especially as Arsenal players right from the right from the academy. We've seen them grow. I have been there. But I just felt like they're not the Arsenal quality. They're not the quality that Arsenal should be using. Definitely, it doesn't mean that every player that rises through the academy, should be playing football, at a senior level. I mean, we've seen so many players go, and we believe that so many players are not good enough, and they have also gone. For me, Ainsley is a good player in terms of his versatility. He can play in a number of positions, but the fact that he failed to hammer out, to nail down one position that I'm good at this. This is what I'm good at. This is what I offer. Wrote him off. Do you want to rank him as a right back? No, you don't want to rank him as a right back. Do you want to rank him as a midfielder? He's not the quality that can play in Arsenal midfield. Do you want to put him at left back? Definitely not. So where do you want him to play? Nothing. So I'll be absolutely okay if Ainsley Maitland-Niles left, whether it is a loan deal or a permanent deal. I just don't feel like he's gonna become that level. And like us, the fans, we've said it. We want to get back to the levels we belong to. If I keep away Bellerin and then I replace him with Ainsley, I've done nothing. I've absolutely done nothing. He doesn't go he doesn't go forward so well as a proper right back. He doesn't track back so well as a proper right back. Yes, we've seen him very good in a back five or in as part of the midfield. At the right hand side of the midfield. Yeah, but that is not what we are playing. We are playing a 4-2-3-1 most of the times, and it's not good. It's not good at that. Good at that. In the midfield, do you play him alongside Thomas Partey? No. Do you rest Partey and play Ainsley with Lokonga? No. Do you rest Xhaka? No. So I would let him go. He wants to go. He's no longer a kid, by the way. Most people think he's still an upcoming player. He's no longer a kid. He's a player that is matured up. And he needs to find his career somewhere. He needs to keep his career moving. Yeah, I will definitely let him go. He needs to go.
So obviously, Arsenal rejected the bid from Everton, and Niles was not happy. Niles was definitely not happy, and he actually put it on his Instagram story. So let me show you. So what did you make of what he said? What did you make of what he had to say? All I want to do is go where I'm wanted and where I'm going to play. So what do you make of this? Do you find it... I can hear an echo, sorry. So yeah, what do you make? Sorry. Okay, just let the people know what you make of this. Do you think he's being childish, or do you think he's correct to say that?
I think as a professional footballer, you don't do that. You really don't do that. I've seen. I won't really mention a name, but I've seen someone, someone stream, saying that this is clear mismanagement from Mikel Arteta. They want to blame everything on Mikel Arteta. But I told you there's some basics that players do have to have as themselves. Look, we've seen, we've had players like Mesut Ozil, even in worst case scenarios than he's Nonso. We've had players like Socrates left out of the squad, as well. We've had players like Sid Kolasinac. We have had players that have been in worse case scenarios than Ainsley. Now coming out and saying I want to go where I'm wanted, I want to go where where I'm going to play football, it's really unprofessional, unprofessional, childish, and many people that's what I've said. He takes himself as a kid, and many people want to treat him as a kid. He's not a kid. He's a player that is grown up now. He should be an essential part of the squad, like you see Saka, like you see Emile Smith-Rowe, like you see Martinelli. They're kids, but they're essential parts of the squad. He's not essential, and he still believes I'm a kid. Anything I'm doing, I'm a kid. His performances are are childish. Look at what he's put out. He's so childish. So for me, I wouldn't even justify it, and I'm not blaming it on Mikel. My only question is, if he's not gonna use him, let him go. That's it. If Mikel knows he's not going to give him game time, and there are chances for him to get game time, let him go. Don't let him be there to fill the squad, to fill the spaces in the squad. Let him go. It gives you the opportunity to bring in players that you think can fill up the squad very well. So he's right, because Arsenal know they're never going to use. He knows he's never going to play football at Arsenal as a regular starter. So he's right to ask to go wherever they want him. The nature in which and the manner in which he's asking for the exit, just handing an official transfer request. Everybody does that. Get an official transfer request, and hand it in. Tell them, let me go. We've seen professional players do that. So Ainsley, that is really unprofessional. Really, really unprofessional.
Yeah. Do you think it puts so much pressure on Edu and Arteta since he said that?
Well. Look, I think it puts more pressure, on Mikel, because at the moment, anything that happens, anything that bangs, really bangs into the brain of Mikel Arteta. Yeah, I know Edu is also under some sort of pressure, but all the focus, most people's focus is on Mikel. He's not getting in the results as well. He was given that opportunity to be part of the transfer making decision, the transfer decision making hierarchy. But I think it puts more pressure on Mikel now. Do I let him go? Do I keep him? Because one thing Mikel has is he has 4 right backs that are absolutely not good at anything. That's it.
Yeah.
We've been talking about Cedric before the show started, and said Cedric did make a successful tackle against Manchester City. That team had 96% ball possession in the second half. He didn't make a successful tackle. Chambers was absolutely awful at the in the Brentford game. Bellerin, we know, is not good enough. He can't take a throw in. Ainsley is another one that is not good at anything. So it puts more pressure on Mikel, because he has to decide within 24 hours. If I let him go and Bellerin goes, will I get in a new right back? Will they give me a new right back? What if I risk and then I don't get a right back? What do I do? It puts some kind of pressure on Mikel. But I think the decision is easy, and the blame should be on Edu. We knew that our problem was a right back right from last season. We should have done that at the beginning of the transfer summer. Right back and goalkeeper, those 2 positions, there is no reason, there is no justification they can give us. Edu, Mikel, no justification. Getting in a backup goalkeeper that late, so that we can, ending up buying a goalkeeper for 24 million. The pressure, they caused it. They could have gotten a goalkeeper earlier, a right back. It was visible. Even you look at the young one, young people. However young you are, you just see it. Arsenal need a right back. As simple as that. Look at Trent. Look at look at the likes of Cancelo. Look at the likes of Kai Walker. And look at Bellerin. You just need a right back. As simple as that. So for me, there is no excuse. There's no excuse for Mikel. There's no excuse for Edu. They have absolutely failed us this transfer summer. They've failed us.
Okay, so last one on Niles before we move on to the next player. If you are a player yourself, if you're a football player and Arsenal was linked to you, or if you are playing for Arsenal, would you want to be at Arsenal this season, or would you want out as well?
Look, at the moment, there's a lot of lack of confidence in the side, and the problem is that we don't have that kind of identity that binds us together. We don't have that kind of, we have no chemistry as a club, and you can see it in the players on the pitch. They don't have that chemistry. They don't have that zeal. They don't have that love, for the club like they used to have, like they used to have, back in the days under St. Wenger. There's no fighting spirit. There's no nothing. So, if you ask me, do I, I love Arsenal, at heart. So I'll definitely want to go down with my club and come back up. But as a player, if you get an opportunity, you're looking at your career, and we know at the moment Arsenal is not a place where you get your career and please Arsenal secure my career. It's not the place. It's definitely not the place. So if you ask me, would I want out? If a better opportunity comes for me and I'm a player, I'm going to leave. I'm definitely going to leave because the club is an absolute shambles. It's not the results on the pitch. And many Arsenal fans forget this. It's not the results. It's not the transfers alone. It's the identity. It's the solidarity. It is the feeling of us being a big club. It is the way we are treated by other clubs as a big club. It's gone. It's absolutely gone. So someone doesn't feel like they're playing for a big club. Just feel like you're playing for a Brighton. We are no longer that big club that clubs used to know. We are going to at the Emirates Stadium. What do? Arsenal coming here. We are Brentford. What do? They no longer feel that. They're like, okay, Arsenal is coming. They have 7 loopholes. If we can exploit 5 of those, we get 3 points, and they get them, and that's the problem. So if I'm a player, definitely, Glenn, I'm telling you for first, and I'm having a good career at the moment. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Yeah. And I stand with the same opinion as well. That's unfortunate. If Arsenal wanted me today and I was a footballer, I wouldn't go to Arsenal. I feel like there's so many problems there, and I would not go there to ruin my career. So that's Niles.
And as a manager as well, I don't move there. Don't. No one wants to get involved in that kind of mess. It's a mess that doesn't have a start and doesn't have an end at the moment. Doesn't have.
Yeah, so let us know in the comment section what you think of Maitland Niles and his situation. Do you think he should leave? Do you think we should keep him? So keep, sell, or loan him out. Let us know in the comment section. The next player is REISS Nelson, yet another youngster. He's about to move out. Last season, I did not understand why he didn't go out on loan alongside Willock and Niles. So what do you think of Nelson? Do you think it's a good thing for him to go abroad?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, the loan deal is absolutely good for him. I think he needs the game time because he's not got it at Arsenal, and he needs it. There is no one who can actually say otherwise. He absolutely needs the game time. My only problem with REISS Nelson is, are we ever gonna use him? I've not seen a manager that trusts him like we've trusted Saka, like we've trusted Smith Rowe, like we've trusted these young, like we trusted Bellerin out of the academy. Right now, he should be part of, he should be a strong member of the Arsenal squad. Like you see, Bellerin is guaranteed, if he doesn't leave, is guaranteed a place in the Arsenal squad. But he also came out of the, rose out of the ranks. The same thing with Martinelli. Of course, we brought him in for around what, 6 million euros, but now he's guaranteed a place. The same thing with Saka and Smith Rowe. But with REISS Nelson, it doesn't feel like he's arrived, and that's why I think maybe a loan deal to Feyenoord could do him well. Maybe I'm absolutely not sure, but maybe it could do him well. My opinion, though, is I wish he could go to the championship. I wish you could go to the German Bundesliga. I wish you could play top tier football in a more competitive league. Now, the Netherlands, I don't have problems with the Netherlands. They bring out so many good talents, like Van Persie. I think he came from Feyenoord as well. We've seen so many good players from, the Dutch league. I think if he had gone to the championship, it would have done him, a world of good. It would have, just prepared him for the real test that he's about to face. I'm going to start competing for a place at Arsenal, because that's what he has to do. And at the moment, he can't. He can't compete with Saka. He can't compete with Martinelli. He can't compete with Pepe. And that's why I would have wanted him to go to, the championship. My problem with Reiss Nelson and the managers that are gonna, manage him, this is the thing they need to do. He doesn't have a final ball, right? He's like Adama Traore. He's like Adama. They do not have a final ball. They're so good when they have the ball. I mean, they're exciting, think that they can beat one or two players in the midfield, but you'll never get anything from them. I was watching Adama against Manchester United over the weekend, and Wolves could have won that game 5-0. But Adama's lack of final ball, he doesn't have that final ball, and I was like, okay, this is another Reiss Nelson. So Nelson needs to work on that. Get the crosses in well. Work on work on the accuracy of your crosses. Work on the accuracy of your corners. For Christ's sake, work on the accuracy of your free kicks. That's it. So he needs to go on loan. I wouldn't sell him at the moment. Sign him on a new contract. Get him on loan. If the next 1 or 2 years he fails to deliver, give him to Everton, because that is what we do. Give it to Everton. Let him join Iwobi.
Where do you stand on Niles? Do you stand on the side where they say he's not been given enough chances, or are you on the side of he's been given enough chances and he's not good enough?
Now, for me, the time I've seen him, I just don't believe that he's he deserves more chances. It's a little bit different when you have a player who gets little chances and you feel like he deserves more. Like Gabi Martinelli. Martinelli, we feel like he should be getting at least more time, close to what Saka is getting, because when he's on the pitch, you feel it. With Reiss Nelson, I don't think he deserves more time. The little time he's got, I don't think he's capitalized on it. So he needs to do better. Definitely, he needs to do better. Let him go out on loan. If he can, if he can compete with players at Feyenoord, that would be great. So for me, more time, no, he doesn't deserve it. At the moment, he doesn't deserve it.
He went out on loan the first time with Hoffenheim, and he actually played well there. And then he came back and still never had anything. As I always say with all these other players, I can mention for you 5 good games Saka had. I can mention for you 5 good games Martinelli has. I can mention for you 5 good games Mitro has. Can I really mention for you 5 good games Nelson had at Arsenal? Can I really mention for you? I can mention for you 2 good games Niles had at Arsenal, maybe in the FA Cup semi-final and final, but that's just it. So I always felt like him and Nketiah and Niles were too comfortable. They came into the first team and became too comfortable, and they've been overtaken. Saka and Smith Rowe came years after them, and they've overtaken them. Niles has been here for years, man. Like since 2015 or 2016, he's been here for way too long as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does. So let's see how Nelson does at Feyenoord. So they don't need enough time, as Kosi said. What about the legend, Willian? Does he need more time?
Definitely not. Definitely not. A transfer shambles in the first place. I don't think we've corrected it. Many people are going to say, oh, we corrected it. I think it was only to save Edu. Yeah, it was only to save Edu. Fellow Brazilian, you're going to cost, because, this is it. If Arsenal had lost 20 million on the Willian termination, Edu would have been under, unconsiderable pressure, Yeah. So what he does is, it's like reciprocity. He called him, gave him 50K for a full year, per week for a full year. You understand? And now it's like, fellow Brazilian, my job is in jeopardy. Can you live on a free? please, can you live on a free so that I can save my job? So doesn't need more time. I've seen Leon trying to hijack the deal to his deal to Corinthians, but I think he'll end up in Brazil. It's over. I mean, it's over for him. He just needs to leave. Well done for what you've done for Chelsea in the Premier League. You've done a lot of nothing for us. Now we can part ways. We can part ways. He should have look. Probably could have been here for 1 year. But not 3 years. He's 33. How do you give him 3 years with 250K? At a club like Arsenal, getting 250K, you must earn it.
Yeah.
You must earn it. You don't just move in because of free transfer, free agent, and earn 250K. There is nothing special by being a free agent. I mean, anyone can be a free agent as long as your contract runs down. And many people are just finding the fact that he got 250K because he was a free agent. He didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve it. Definitely. But seeing him out of the door is another joy. Really another joy.
I saw your streamer. You're doing the impersonation of Edu and Willian. The way you tell him you're 33. It's okay. It's okay. Just join Arsenal. You're welcome. That's such an Arsenal thing.
Definitely that's it. Because I just imagine how your sporting director, a sporting director that is not spent in the job for 5 years to be too comfortable, how he does such a deal. It's like you thought because Edu is new and Mikel are new, they want to try to impress. These guys are not even trying to impress. It's like they've been here for 20 years, and they're like, okay, I'm just gonna bring in Willian. I think, and you know how patronizing that guy was when Arsenal fans were demanding for accountability. He said, just give Willian time. It's gonna, spark. Like he's talking about a 21-year-old. The guy is 35 now. And he's saying it's gonna spark. Spark when? It was funny. It was just a funny transfer window.
Another transfer that this is basically just because they are friends with the agents. That is why he came to Arsenal. Just like Randerson, he was friends with the goalkeeping coach, and they came to Arsenal. And listen, it's not even the last 2 years. The transfers we've been making the last 10 years have been shambolic. Since we bought Czech in one transfer window when you needed to buy someone as striker. Since we sold Fabregas and Nasri in the same transfer window. I don't even remember who we brought in. I think we brought in like Koscielny along something in that transfer window. We got rid of Nasri and someone else, and then brought in Shamak. Like the transfers we've been making have been so terrible for years. So Willian, definitely it has not worked out, and this has been a terrible transfer. And as Kozia said, it's basically like a favor. It's basically like he's doing Edu a favor, because if he wanted to stay at Arsenal and said, you know what, I'm not moving. So before we go into the transfer ins, let's take a few comments. Hi, RK. Benjamin says, the market did not open today, but long ago. Why did they wait until this moment? Can you answer that question, Kozi? Do you still understand why they waited for that long?
Definitely. That has been the way we've done our business for, the last 2 decades. It's not new. It's not new. It's Arsenal doing transfer shambles for 2 decades, and now the team is 20th, 3 games into the season. It's no coincidence. It's no coincidence, Any Arsenal fan who's been following this club for the last 20 years, it's no coincidence that we are in this place, And I will never ask such a question that why haven't we dealt with? It's no coincidence. If you bring in Edu, the likes of the clubs do have decent sporting directors. Clubs do have decent managers. You bring in a person who doesn't have an experience, you make him head coach, head manager, and then you put him in charge of transfers. It's no coincidence. It's absolutely no coincidence. And I think they're struggling with these deals partly because they don't have the experience in the market. They don't have that experience to do, to break these deals, to get these. I was just looking at Joaquin Correa last Friday. Joaquin Correa, and to be sincere, I had Inter on my bed slip, so I was like, okay, let me just wait, for Inter to get this done. They had an equalizer through Lautaro Martinez, one player we wanted, right? It goes into the 70th minute, and I'm like, okay, Inter have screwed me. They brought in Joaquin Correa, and the guy is a bullet, gets a brace, and I'm a rich man. Just like that. So how did Inter get Joaquin Correa? He's not, that guy is not even 40 million euros. He's not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very true.
He's not even 40 million. So transfer shambles, 2 decades. That's it.
And then to me, it's also looking like Arsenal are now only attracting players because of the money. It's looking like players are just saying no to Arsenal. They're like, to give you 300k a week. I mean, Aubameyang, Ozil, Lacazette, Willian, all these players. Socrates was on 100,000 a week. Socrates, 100,000 a week. And N'Golo Conte before you. It's crazy.
Ben White is on around 120k per week as well.
Yeah. That's because we only attracted him because of money as well. So it's really a shambles. Let's see. David says we are not going to buy any more players. We are looking to sell, not buy. Hey, we've seen Arsenal for so many years. The moment you lose 2 or 3 games, they start panic buying. So don't be surprised if they buy a couple of players tomorrow. If we are going to loan out players, just sell him. We better sell him now. That's Niles. None of the loaned players last season are in our present team. We sold them all. Benjamin says Nelson should go out on loan. He needs the game time. He will be a better player in the future. Let's hope so. She says sell fast. And there's a poll in the YouTube comment section, the chat. Make sure you vote. My question is, if you could sign only one player, who would you get? Max Aarons, HOUSSEM, Aouar, or BISSOUMA? Madam says BISSOUMA. I'm an United fan. Surprise, surprise. Arsenal has spent the most and find themselves bottom. Just Arsenal things. Just enjoy yourself. Nelson will be another Nabry. He will go out and start playing like Mbappe. Hopefully not. For our sake, if he can come back playing like that, that's great. Arsenal need a miracle to get back into the Europa. If we need to sell anyone, is Arteta and Edu. So that's where people stand. But what if we need to buy anyone? If we need to buy someone, Cozy, will we be able to get HOUSSEM, or will we be able to see him in Arsenal colors like that?
Well, it's really complicated on the side of Arsenal's interest, because all the positive information coming out is from the side of Lyon and HOUSSEM Aouar. We know that Aouar wants to leave Lyon. We know he wants to come to the Premier League, and he has accepted to join Arsenal without any Champions League, Europa League, or UEFA Conference League. We know that Jean-Michel Aulas also wants to sell HOUSSEM Aouar. He said, we've not got any offers at the moment, but we hope we can get. Jean-Michel Aulas, Lyon is one of the hardest teams to crack in a transfer deal. One of the hardest. Even if you bid today, tomorrow Jean-Michel Aulas or Juninho, they will say, we have no bid. There is no bid. Yeah. When they come out and say, we hope we can get bids, they are frustrated. They're frustrated, and they want him out. And definitely, we have got the. We've got the stories about the attitude of the player and why he's and how he's definitely committed to leaving the club. He's already told them, look, I want out. Let me go. I don't have any other business I want to do with you. Let me go. Let me go. Clubs do want me, whether it's Spurs or Arsenal. Let me go. We know that Spurs wanted him, but they're out of the race now. It's very quiet. It is Arsenal. He's been offered to us. That is what I don't understand, Glenn. That is what I don't understand. The player we wanted last summer has been offered to us this summer, and we have not responded. Like
a player last season, we were actually offering him £50 million. This season at 20, we are not doing anything. As I had someone say, if it makes sense, Arsenal won't do it.
Yeah, maybe because look, Jadon Sancho was 125 million last summer. United failed. This summer he was 88 million euros. They did the deal. It makes simple sense, right? Right? Cristiano is moving to Manchester City. He's a club legend. United signed him because they don't want him to go to the rival. As simple as that. How come we are not doing these deals? How come Arsenal is doing the wrong deals? They have said that they need young players that fit into the picture of a future Arsenal, of young lads that develop together and win together, right? HOUSSEM Aouar is 24 as well. That is the caliber, that is the prospect we are looking at. That is the project we are building. what is the real reason behind Arsenal going for HOUSSEM Aouar? Could it be that Edu and Mikel Arteta are not agreeing on these deals? Because we had it from, we had it last time. Although reporters like Romano said all the deals that were done in consensus, but we had it last time that Partey was an Edu alternative, was an Edu priority, but Aouar was an Arteta, priority. Could it be the reason? Because I don't get it. Your main target is is costing half the price, is available on a loan deal with an obligation to buy, and you're not into it. Look, I'm not buying into it. I'm absolutely not buying into it. If Arsenal don't get this one done, I'm done with Edu, because for me, he has no reason. We need a midfielder. He knows it. We need two midfielders actually at the moment. He knows it. We need a right back. He knows it. He's doing nothing about it. I'll definitely let him go. But what I'm gonna say with Arsenal fans is that keep an open eye on HOUSSEM Aouar and YVES BISSOUMA. I don't want to say that BISSOUMA is close or anything formal, but keep an eye on HOUSSEM Aouar, because Arsenal is under pressure. So they might just want to pull off something, just for the sake, and it could be Aouar because he's the easiest deal at the moment. So keep an eye on Aouar, keep a very close eye on him. But look, don't be very flabbergasted if he doesn't sign. Just keep your cool as well.
If Aouar joins Arsenal, which formation do you think we'll play?
I mean, look, if he joins Arsenal, I'm a greedy person. I would love to play, because I've seen what Aubameyang Lokonga offers, and it's something that no player offers at Arsenal. Not even Elneny, not even Partey. That player that has, have you seen Abdoulaye Doucouré play for Everton?
Yeah, for Watford as well. Very, very good.
I just love Doucouré. At times he gets that ball. When he gets that ball, he does the crazy runs, the drives, through the midfield. And at times he's just gonna get that ball, pass it around, and stay in that play, in his place. And at times he's just gonna dispossess that ball, and look for that beautiful pass. I think Lokonga is that. Not even Partey does that, because Partey is more, of a good player in a box-to-box, role. Lokonga is so patient. He knows when to go. He knows when to stay. His average position is just like that of Abdoulaye Doucouré. They are so deep, yet they offer so much. Just like N'Golo Kante, they sit so deep, but they offer so much on the pitch. So for me, no player beats Aouar Lokonga in the midfield. No one. So I'll play Lokonga. Definitely, Partey is a priority in the midfield, and Aouar is the priority, as well as Martin Odegaard. So I'll play them in a 4-3-3. Right? We've got to be ruthless. Players that are not giving us what we need, drop them. So I play 4-3-3. Lokonga, Partey, Aouar. That is my initial three. The same like you'd play Bernardo, Rodri, and Gundogan, right? Then in front of them, Odegaard is a priority because of his creativity. I'll play him. I would play Aubameyang. I think with Aouar and Odegaard, he could get more chances, probably because we saw him against West Brom. When he got the chances, he finished them off. He didn't he? He finished them off. So it's the chances. Play Odegaard, play Aubameyang, and and let the competition fly between Saka, Martinelli, Pepe, and ESR, and we see, of course, with a lot of squad rotation, like you see Pep is playing, Gabriel Jesus at the flanks. That guy is a football genius, man. At the flanks, and he's absolutely destroying clubs. He's playing
including
at the flanks,
Arsenal,
including Arsenal. So definitely, many Arsenal fans, what they fear is, when Odegaard comes, Smith Rowe will sit on the bench. Smith Rowe will not sit on the bench if he's good enough. He has to fight for his place. Just imagine, Grealish is in, Sterling is there, Phil Foden is one of their best players last season, is there. Riyad Mahrez, one of the best players in the league, is there. How do they manage it? How do they manage it? So we don't need to be afraid for a bunch of kids to be dropped out. Play a 4-3-3, drop them out if they're not giving us what we need. Saka, Aubameyang, Odegaard up front, Aouar, Partey, and Albassambi Lokonga, in the midfield three. Get the ball rolling.
Okay, so that's the latest on Aouar. Last question on him. Out of 10, how confident are you with signing him out of 10?
I'm going to give two answers. One, normally, like the situation is like if it was normal, I would go for a 3 out of 10. But with with the pressure, including the surprise element at the moment, I'll go for a 5.5 out of 10.
5.5 out of 10. Okay, I'd say that's even very high. Usually you'd say like 2 or 3 for Arsenal, but yeah, that's how simple.
I mean, there is that kind of surprise element that they could want to divert the fans, because now the fans are killing the pressure is too much, so they would love to have some kind of diversion, maybe, and that's why they would go for a surprise element.
Okay, so in that 4-3-3 cozy, who will be playing as our right back? Will it be Bellerin? Will it be Cedric? Will it be Chambers? Or will it be Max Aarons? What do you make of Max Aarons? Is he a player that you're interested in? He's one of those players just like BISSOUMA. I usually think we are not the ones. It's actually not the team that is interested in them. It's the fans who are interested in them than the team. I've never really had the team really interested in Aarons. So do you think Aarons is a straight improvement for Arsenal? And do you think he can even join Arsenal? Norwich are 19th. We are 20th. We are direct rivals. Will they be selling to their rivals?
I think Norwich have made it clear right from the beginning of the season, but actually they made it clear on 2 occasions. One, they said we are not afraid of losing our best players. If the right offer comes in, we will sell, right? But they have also said they want to do their business early in the season, early in the summer. This is 1 day left to close the season. How much time do you give them to find a potential replacement? He's playing in the Premier League. If he does well, they could get twice the amount they're gonna get, on this deadline day, and he could also help them secure their their season by avoiding relegation. So it's a difficult one, like you've said. It's not difficult because we are direct rivals, really, but it's a difficult one because they know they want to survive. They're lucky. They've kept the likes of Todd Cantwell, so they want to survive. They know, look, we have Cantwell. If we keep Max Aarons, maybe we do stand a chance. Some of our best players, are still around. And the other thing is they don't have time to get a replacement. And Arsenal I don't see really Arsenal much interested in Max Aarons. Just like I've never seen Arsenal much interested in a right back this summer. Like, have we had one where our interest has gone beyond a week? I mean, I've not seen it. Zelik Selik, not even 2 days. Nuziamas Roy, not even 2 days. Max Aarons, not even a week. The likes of Rido Baku, Jeremy Doku, not even 2 days. I've not really seen Arsenal, really interested in seriously in a right back. And I think Max Aarons, that deal would depend on what happens with Ainsley and Hector Bellerin. If Bellerin goes to Real Betis, like I've seen Eduardo Hagen, one of those people that I really do follow on Twitter, by the way, and I think he's not a scam. He's saying that the destination of the destination of Bellerin could be Real Betis. So if Bellerin goes to Real Betis and then Ainsley also finds a move somewhere else, maybe we could do a rush signing, maybe of Max Aarons, if Norwich can let it be. But the chances are 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10. Wow. I don't think we'll sign a right back. And it's looking like we won't sign a right back. If we sign a right back, I'd be very, very surprised. If we don't sign a right back, who do you think should be playing for us at right back?
Now, Glenn, that is a very hard question. That's a very, very hard question, especially after the first 3 games.
Yeah.
I think for a modern right back, 2 things, you must tick 2 boxes: track back well and open up play. Going up front very well. None of our players has that quality. Definitely none of them. So I've never felt like I don't feel like Cedric should be a regular starter for Arsenal every game. No, Chambers is. I'll go with Chambers, Glenn. Like if I just close my eyes, get my hands in the in the basket, I've pinned the name. The card Chambers. And the reason I've gone with Chambers is not because it's good. It's not because it's good, but let's just play Chambers. Let's just play Chambers. That's it. Let's just play him for 36. How many games are left? 38? 35, sorry.
35 games,
yeah. Just play him for 35 games. He's going to have 2 good games and 33 bad games. Play him. That's it.
Man, we are in big trouble. 2 games and 33 bad games. We're in huge trouble. Like Chambers, though, I've never been a huge fan of Chambers. I've always felt like it's too slow to play for Arsenal, unless you're playing in a back 5. But hey, guess what? We were playing in a back 5, but it was a total mess. Decision making.
That wasn't a back 5 against City. That was a back 1. That was one. I think it was only Kian there. Only Kian. The rest, don't mention it.
I think Arsenal is the only club that's been class defenders. Even the ones who were out on loan, the likes of Mavropanos, I don't think Mavropanos is good enough for Arsenal. Saliba, you could argue Saliba's never been given a chance, but so many bad defenders. Cedric, this one, that one, so many bad defenders. So let's hope Gabriel and White become fit soon and we can use them. The last one player who could join us tomorrow, BISSOUMA. I remember last summer we didn't think Partey would join us and he ended up joining. Do you think BISSOUMA would join us? Because I remember his first game of the season, he played very well in the second game against Watford, and his price has gone up by 15 million after that game. Let me not lie to you. So do you think it's possible to get him, and how much would you be willing to pay for him if we were to get him?
Brighton have lost 1 game in this season. They lost to Everton, and I think it was their. I mean, they didn't learn from last season. Brighton should have strengthened their attack. They need a striker, definitely. They do. They're just playing. They're doing a lot of gambling up front. So it looks like their season, they have now brought in Enoch Mwepu, who I think is just a great signing. Now they know if they have Enoch Mwepu and YVES BISSOUMA, that is a great partnership. It can run them through the season. Their ambitions look like we need to get top 15 to stay up top. We need to fight because they know Watford can go down, Norwich City can go down, and any other club apart from them. So they know they still have the ability to stay, to stay aboard.
Yeah.
They don't want to sink. At this moment, unless you're mad, you don't sell your best player at this moment. So I know YVES wants to join Arsenal, but they have already pocketed 50 million from the sale of Ben White. They're not under any pressure to sell. The player has, still has 2 years. His contract runs down in 2024. They're not under any pressure, and definitely, I don't think they will sell. I don't think they will sell.
Okay, so if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, make sure to smash the like button. We'll be taking a few of your comments. So, cause you wanted to ask, you can see that, right?
Yep.
Awesome. So, if BISSOUMA joins Arsenal, how do you think would be the best partner? Do you think we should be lining up like that, like next to each other, BISSOUMA and Partey, or do you think in a more advanced position like that with Smith right ahead of them?
I still feel BISSOUMA is more like Partey is more like Paul Pogba. Yeah. When you sit them deep, you don't get the exact ingredients you want. You don't get the exact ingredients you want from them. The reason that's why you sign a player like BISSOUMA is to give Partey the license to go wherever he wants to go with a very confidence that he needs. So you play BISSOUMA, you play BISSOUMA just in front of the defense. You play Partey slightly ahead of him, just like you've done there. Like we've done there. Because naturally what happens is BISSOUMA's average position is going to drop deep and Partey's every position is gonna be a little bit advanced because Partey now does the ball distribution, the long balls, the short passes, and things like that, and of course tries to create more chances from deeper. I would love to see BISSOUMA just behind Partey, just off shoulder, just, like off shoulder. When we lose the ball, Partey comes back, and it becomes a pivot of two. When we have the ball, Partey goes in front. It gets more advanced, and then BISSOUMA is just around the center arc. Just like that. So I think that would be the best partnership, the best lineup. By the way, you have BISSOUMA just in front of your center backs, and then Partey has the freedom to loiter around that midfield.
What about in this Smith Rowe position? Who would you want here? Is it Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Xhaka?
No, it's definitely Odegaard. It's definitely Odegaard, because with the good thing with Odegaard is he can retain the ball more than Smith Rowe in that area. And that's one thing you love about Martin Odegaard. And whenever you have the ball for a longer time, you're building the rhythm, you're building your confidence, and you're also building, the tempo at which you can break down, a team, especially those that are playing low blocks. I think with Smith Rowe, you want to play him on the wider, areas, because he wants to run a lot, and he wants to have that ball, take it into wider areas, try to, kill the opponent using the wider areas. With Odegaard, he loves those little spaces in the midfield. He's gonna keep the ball in those tight spaces. You're gonna have it, and definitely he's gonna freeze the game, pick out a pass, probably to Aubameyang, like we saw, during the West Brom game. He just knows where to put that ball. He released Saka with a flick on, and I was like, this is real. This is absolutely real. So definitely Odegaard, to play with Partey in the advanced, in the advanced area of the pitch.
Okay, so just quickly, who would play in this position? Aubameyang up front, and then either side of him, would you still have Pepe?
I would still have Pepe, because I've said, in my season preview, that Pepe is the key. Of course, that doesn't mean he's undroppable. I'll drop him if he does, if he does crap. But I would play Pepe. I would play Pepe there.
And Saka on the left?
Yeah, Saka. No, Saka.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. So that's we are just saying, we're not saying BISSOUMA is joining Arsenal, but if he does, that could be the lineup. What about if we get Aouar instead of BISSOUMA? So let's change BISSOUMA to Aouar, and let me know which do you think is his favorite position. Now, I think if we get Aouar, Partey comes to the holding position.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Aouar, still have Aouar and Odegaard either side, or do you think that's too attacking?
No, it's not, because if we get Aouar, it's gonna be a 4-3-3. You believe? Do you think so? Don't you think so? A 4-3-3. Yeah. So I think Partey now becomes your Rodri. Because with players like Rodri and Busquets, their role as a six is not to pull players' shots and bring them down. Definitely, that isn't what they do. What they do is, they're like they add fuel to the fire. That is what they do. They add fuel to the fire, and you drop back to them if you feel like the low block is still too tight, and you need to rest and replan, or get better ideas, things like that. So Partey plays exactly where he is. I don't think he would be very, very deep like that, because he doesn't love being deep. So I think he would be at this, exactly in front of the center arc. Then Aouar would be very, very advanced. Actually, I think Aouar would be advanced to an extent that he's close to Saka, and then Odegaard would be advanced to an extent that he's close to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And the reason that the reason is Partey pushes them forward, because that is what Partey is good at. He pushes them forward. He loves coming forward with his runs and the ball. So the moment, every time he runs, he runs forward, you don't expect Aouar to drop deeper or Odegaard to drop deeper. So all of them are going to go forward. I think that pushes Saka and Pepe inside, so that Tierney and any of the trash right backs can actually can actually
You realize I've not even put a name on the right back.
Yeah. So I think, you know, in attack, that is how we would be, right? Yeah, in attack, you know, in attack, that is how it would be, and that is how City smashed us and destroyed us. That's it.
Yeah. What about defensively? Well, let's say if City have a 90% position against us, we'll have to defend very, very much. So, do you think Partey will, Aouar will tack in next to Partey? Do you think he'll still be slightly ahead of him?
Now, I still think when we do not have the ball, I think Partey would have the role to drop as deep as almost as a centre back. I think. Then you have you know, then you have Aouar and Odegaard forming something like a pivot, you know, in front of him, you know, trying to stop that constant passing in front of the in front of the back four, trying to distract the passing concentration of the opponent. Pepe obviously helping out the right back, and then Saka obviously helping up Kieran Tierney. Aubameyang, I mean, he doesn't do the Lukaku role, and I think it is something that he needs to do more often. Because if you look at Raul Jimenez or Romelu Lukaku, whenever Wolves hit the ball forward, it falls onto the chest of Raul Jimenez. You know, he holds it, and I think Lacazette does that better. He holds it and waits for someone to make a run. And I think the good thing with having a 4-3-3 is that you have very fast players, and you're too attack minded. So the moment you get back in position, players have already opened up into spaces. He can release that ball into space. I think Wolves do it better with Raul Jimenez. Lukaku is doing very well with Chelsea. I think. With Calvert-Lewin, I don't think he's doing it well, but I think Ole Watkins also does it well with Aston Villa.
Okay, so thank you for that breakdown. I think he'd be a better manager than Arteta.
Nah.
But okay, Trippier. What do you think of it?
Hello, hello.
Would you want Trippier to Arsenal? Sorry.
Yeah. Look, I've said this before. The imbalance in the team is consistently growing. Last time we had a very good defense, a very poor midfield, and a very poor, forward line. This time we have so many kids, and we lack the experience. Now, let's be honest. You need the experience in the team. So what I would do is get a player like Kieran Trippier in, right? Get a player like Kieran Trippier in, and then get a player like Partey in the midfield. Definitely, I would drop Xhaka. I'm telling you. So get Partey in the midfield, get Pepe and Aubameyang up front, and then get Leno in goal. So it's like a mix. It's like a mix. That's why I would take Trippier, because he's 30, and the oldest player that he's gonna be playing with is 23, which is Gabriel Magalhaes and Ben White, right? So overall, you take Trippier. He still has some good seasons. How many? Like 3? He's 31. Do you think he can play 3 more seasons or 4?
I mean, the likes of Cafu and Maldini played until they were like 40, but in the Premier League, though, you saw Lichtsteiner came to the Premier League. I think he was like 32 or 33 or something, and he was totally run ragged. So 2 years at most.
Yeah, 2 years. So I would get Trippier. But the problem is 2 years, 34 million for 2 years. There's a problem there. There's a problem. There's a problem. Yeah. But, look, if he was around 15 million, you would get him. Because he adds that kind of leadership in in defense, and he also has that that ability to push forward and come back at a faster rate. So I would definitely take Trippier. By the way, I would take Trippier over Max Aarons, because I feel
he's experienced.
He's experienced, and he's played in the league before.
Yeah, and he's not our direct rival like Norwich is with Aarons. So let's take a few comments before we end it. Make sure to smash the like button on YouTube and Facebook as well. Thank you for watching, guys. So let's take a few comments. I'll be on Cause's channel at around in like 20 minutes or something. So let's do this for the next 4 minutes. Benjamin says, I am getting a play. If I'm getting only one play, it will be BISSOUMA. Kosi, which one did you say between the three on the poll?
Look, I said I would get BISSOUMA. I said I would get BISSOUMA on the poll.
Aouar is actually leading the poll with 50%. So
you expect that, don't you?
Yeah, Draw says, Kosi, what is the problem with the Aouar deal? Why doesn't Arsenal just sign it? I think we've talked about that. When it makes sense for Arsenal, they don't do it. Martin says BISSOUMA is the first person Arsenal should have bought if Edu and Arteta know what they are doing, or should buy if Arteta and Edu know what they're doing. David says, which managers are available and will like to walk into Arsenal's mess? Do you think there's any? Because I've had people talking about, I had James on FTV mentioning Graham Potter at Brighton. Do you think it would be good?
The problem of some Arsenal fans is their mentality. And it's a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, look, people, what we want is a manager with a clear philosophy, but we don't want any philosophy. That's it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We don't want any philosophy. I've talked about, I don't know whether we would get him, but I've talked about Marcelo Bielsa. Play against Leeds and you will see, you know?
Yeah.
Play against Leeds, and you'll see what we're talking about. So, look, Arsenal is still a big club. If Everton can attract 2 world-class managers back to back, from Ancelotti to Rafael Benitez, Arsenal can still do the same. So I don't want to hear this crap of nobody wants to manage Arsenal. No, it's not true. We're still a big club. It's only that who wants to take over a bunch of kids with a management that's not going to back him? Because with Everton, they have with Ancelotti, they gave him Alan, they gave him Doucouré, they gave him James Rodriguez, right? If I'm right, yeah, they gave him a couple of players. So as long as you're gonna back the manager, he's gonna come in, you know. But I think we need a philosophy. Not all managers definitely will agree, but many managers do want the Arsenal job. Nobody's gonna come out and say, "I will please Arsenal take me in. I'll be better for you." No, nobody's gonna say that. All managers would love to take. Many managers would love to take the Arsenal job if it is offered with good incentives. Because today, the Athletic have said that the problem with the Arsenal managerial position is that not so many managers want to work under the parameters Mikel Arteta has been assigned. You know, have a bunch of kids. Don't ask for us. Don't ask 70 million signings for us. Compete with Manchester City if you want. Compete with Brighton if you want. Many managers do not want to put their reputation on the line, and those are the managers we want. You know, the young managers that are developing at the moment, they want to build a CV. Right now, Arsenal is the worst job as a manager you could take over, especially if you're starting.
Yeah. Very bad.
The big managers, they want to protect their CV. Right now, as a manager with a CV, Arsenal is the worst job you could take over. But what are the incentives? You know, what are the incentives? So without incentives, no manager wants to join us. With the incentives, every manager would want to join us.
Okay, the United fan, I'm pretty sure they're buzzing with Ronaldo, so they're all over the place. He says I wouldn't be scared with Aarons and Aouar, but by BISSOUMA I would be scared. So that's what I was saying with Odegaard. If you buy Maddison, all the other rivals will be like, wow, Arsenal have actually bought Maddison. But if you buy Odegaard, will they be really like, Arsenal are going to be really dangerous with Odegaard? I don't think so. But obviously, Odegaard is better than what you have right now. I always say that. Draw again says, why don't you just sign Aouar? Go ahead.
They shouldn't worry. They shouldn't worry. Instead of Locatelli and Maddison, we brought in Odegaard and Xhaka. So they shouldn't worry, really.
Yeah. The manager wanted Zaha and was given Pepe. Arsenal is just a joke. If Conte comes, he will demand signings and control transfers. Don't think Arsenal board will like it. And the problem with Conte, as I said, he will do that. And if you don't give Conte what he wants, he will leave Arsenal after 1 month, and then we'll be in big trouble. We'll start to look for managers in November again. You can't buy Aouar, you just bought Odegaard, and yes, we need someone else to play in midfield. Thank you for the super chat, Ark. And if you want to become a member like her, you can by clicking on the join button. And David says we have signed 5 players already. I don't think there will be any more incomings. They will, because we lost 5-0. That's just Arsenal for you. Why not? Sentiment says can't pick one player, Glenn, need all 3. We won't sign all three though. That's the problem. That's the problem. Hi Kitties, thanks for watching. Ken on Facebook says I love your analysis. Thank you. We'll be on Cause's channel in a few minutes as well to keep the conversation going. No to Trippier. Why not? Sentiment says no to Trippier. Do you think Aouar will sign?
Maybe it's the money. Maybe it's the money. Many Arsenal fans feel like they hold the books of accounts for Arsenal. I really get many comments from Arsenal fans. He's too expensive. And they're like, but it's not your money. But
it's the way we've been made to think. It's the way we've been made to think with Arsenal. I'm pretty sure Chelsea do not know even who their director is. We've been told so much about money. We know how much money everyone is getting paid, basically. Do you think Aouar will sign? Cozy says 5.5 out of 10. For me, I say 5. And speaking of Locatelli, we have someone from Italy, Gaetano Canella. I love the name. See how from Italy. How are you? Aouar top. Thank you. Owen Campbell. Arsenal are not that good, actually, and whatever play they get, they're going to make it look that. The problem is we are so slow. We sign one player to expect him to change everything. We need to sign like Chelsea did, 6 players in one transfer window. Why doesn't Arsenal just sign Aouar? He's really keen on that. Kenson says me, I can choose Aouar and Trippier. Owen says none of them players want to play for Arsenal. We need Max Owens and another centre back. The defense lineup is so bad. Sorry. Brand, I think what you're saying about what we were doing. Mohammed says Aouar must be signed because he's a creative midfielder. Joy B, welcome to Rotterdam. Nelson, I think, is moved to FEYENOORD already. Cozy and Glen, we really need experienced players like BISSOUMA and Aouar to fight for 4th position. I don't think we'll fight for 4th position. Arsenal is still in need of a manager. And Acesso says we are still lacking creative players like Ozil. So that's the last comment I want from you, Cozy. Can we finish in the top 4? We can't, because I heard you say we're not even fighting for the top 4. This one is looking like the best we can get is 6th, literally, and we were bottom of the table right now.
Look, again, I'm gonna say this: it's early days. It's early days. We can't turn things around. I'm not really saying Mikel is going to turn things around, but we can't turn things around. All we have to do is get the basics right, for Christ's sake, right?
Yeah.
And we can finish 8th again, definitely. I think we are going to fight between 15th and 10th throughout the season, and then because some clubs are going to have tired legs, but by the end of the season we could finish 8th. But I don't think Arsenal is going to be in the fight for top 5. Because now it has started early. Last season we won our first game, we were in the top 4. So everybody
the first like, 2 games actually.
We won the first 2 games. So everybody's like, wait, do Arsenal want to say a statement? This time we have already set our expectations and ambitions to that level. So if we finish 8th, it will be a reason to celebrate. I mean, we are 20th.
It's so hard. Let me show you. You see where we are right now. That means even if we beat Norwich and these other teams play against each other, the best will be is like 15th, even if we beat Norwich. And then the problem is, this is what I always say. Tottenham already 9 points ahead of us. That is hoping Tottenham lose 3 games and Arsenal win 3 games, and by a huge goal difference, because they're already ahead of us by 12 goals. West Ham already ahead of us by almost 15 goals. Same with United, same with Chelsea. So before we even get to these teams, it's so far, man. It's so far.
Yeah, it's so far. And what is funny is that Manchester City is 6th. So you can't get to City, right?
Yeah, you can't get to City.
They are 7th. You can't.
This goal difference as well.
Yeah, you can't get to City. That means you won't get 7th. Because for me,
you won't get 7th.
I don't. This season will be a miracle if we finish ahead of Everton and Aston Villa. I would be surprised. I would be definitely surprised. Yeah.
So that's what we have to say. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Make sure to smash the like button. Make sure to go to Cause's channel and wait for the stream there. His link is in the description, the first link in the description. Thank you for all the comments. Really appreciate it. Let's hope we have a good transfer today and in the deadline day. So we'll be back tomorrow with more updates and all that. So as of now, thank you for watching. Keep staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.